Medieval engineering: how castles, catapults, and cathedrals were built. When people think of medieval engineering, they imagine brute force, massive walls, heavy stones, endless labor. It feels crude and inefficient. The truth is far more impressive. Medieval builders solved complex problems without modern machines, calculators, or engines. They raised castles that still stand. They built war machines capable of reshaping battlefields. They constructed cathedrals that reached higher than anything built before them. Today, we explore how medieval engineers made the impossible possible. The Middle Ages were not an age of ignorance. They were an age of applied knowledge. Medieval engineering combined mathematics, experience, and experimentation. Builders learned by doing. Techniques were passed from master to apprentice across generations. Whether constructing a fortress, a siege engine, or a cathedral, medieval engineers worked with the same constraints: limited tools, limited power, endless ambition. Section 1. Building a castle. Castles were not built all at once. They evolved. Early castles used earth and timber. These were fast to construct and easy to repair. Over time, stone replaced wood as threats increased and techniques improved. Stone castles required careful planning. Builders selected locations based on terrain visibility and access to water. Foundations were dug deep to prevent collapse. Walls were thick and angled to deflect blows. Scaffolding surrounded the structure as it rose. Stones were shaped by hand and lifted using treadwheel cranes powered by human movement. Mortar bound everything together. Every feature had a purpose. Towers improved sightlines. Gatehouses controlled entry. Arrow slits balanced protection with visibility. Castles were machines designed for defense. Section 2. Engineering for siege warfare. Medieval warfare demanded engineering ingenuity. Catapults, trebuchets, and ballistae were not improvised weapons. They were carefully designed machines built using precise ratios and tested repeatedly. The trebuchet was the most advanced. It used gravity rather than tension. A heavy counterweight powered the throwing arm. Adjusting the weight changed range and force. Engineers calculated angles by experience. They adjusted sling length and release timing. Crews trained to operate the machine efficiently. Siege engines required resources, planning, and skilled labor. Building one was an engineering project in itself. Section 3. Materials and tools. Medieval engineers worked with limited materials but used them intelligently. Stone, wood, iron, and rope formed the foundation of construction. Each material had strengths and weaknesses. Builders understood how they behaved under stress. Tools were simple but effective. Chisels, hammers, saws, and plumb lines guided precision. Measuring rods replaced rulers. Geometry was practical, not theoretical. Knowledge lived in the hands of craftsmen. Engineering was learned through repetition and observation. Section 4. Raising a cathedral. Cathedrals were the greatest engineering challenge of the medieval world. They were meant to inspire awe. They reached toward the heavens. They pushed materials to their limits. Builders used pointed arches, ribbed vaults, and flying buttresses to distribute weight. These innovations allowed walls to rise higher and windows to grow larger. Construction took decades or centuries. Multiple generations worked on the same structure. Plans changed as techniques improved. Every cathedral was an experiment. Some collapsed. Others stood for hundreds of years. Cathedrals were acts of faith built through engineering discipline. Section 5. Organization and labor. Medieval construction required coordination. Master builders oversaw projects. Skilled masons, carpenters, and metalworkers handled specialized tasks. Unskilled laborers performed heavy work. Workers lived near construction sites. Entire communities formed around major projects. Wages were paid regularly. This was not constant slave labor. Engineering was a social effort as much as a technical one. Section 6. Knowledge without blueprints. Medieval engineers rarely used detailed drawings. Instead, they relied on models, verbal instruction, and experience. Designs existed in the builder's mind. Mistakes were corrected as construction progressed. This flexibility allowed innovation. It also caused failures. Engineering was iterative. Knowledge advanced slowly but steadily. Section 7. Why medieval engineering worked. Medieval engineering succeeded because it respected limits. Builders worked with materials they understood. They built conservatively. They learned from collapse and adapted. Their success was not accidental. It was earned through trial discipline and accumulated knowledge. The Middle Ages built structures that outlived kingdoms. Conclusion. Medieval engineering was not primitive. It was practical, ingenious, and ambitious. Castles defended realms. Siege engines reshaped warfare. Cathedrals transformed skylines. Without electricity engines or computers, medieval builders achieved feats that still command respect. Understanding how they built helps us understand how they thought. If this look at medieval engineering impressed you, press like and subscribe to TorchLit History. Tell me in the comments which medieval structure or machine you would like explored next. History is built stone by stone.